Oh yeah, they need that. They need that, and I think we're gonna get that at Mania 42. You want to talk about it? Let's go. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Like, it's your boy TJ. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I give my wrestling content on these videos. And today, we are talking about Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill, the future of WrestleMania for the women's division. I feel like this is the direction they're going to go in. They've been teasing this feud since her debut, since she first got to WWE. And if we all remember, Jade Cargill came in and she was shopping around NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. And when she first was on SmackDown, she was greeted with Charlotte Flair. And she said that it's a pleasure to meet you. And Jade Cargill said, it's my pleasure. And Charlotte Flair said, oh, it will be. I'm like, uh-oh, what are we about to do here? Okay. So from there, they've been teasing it for a long time. Even all this year, they've been teasing that it was going to be a feud between Charlotte and Jade Cargill. And if that is the direction that they're going in for WrestleMania 42, I'm down for it. I mean, with the fallen Bianca Belair and her finger still being, I guess, messed up, I'm not completely sure about the, diagnosis of her finger, but she has been gone for the majority of this year. I don't feel like that's the direction they're going to go in, at least not in the near future. I feel like they're going to say that for the Mania of 2027, I'm guessing. But we have to wait and see how everything play out with Bianca Belair. I would love to see Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. They've been teasing that feud for a long time as well, being as though that they were at, Royal Rumble 2024, where Jade Cargill made her wrestling debut. And it was phenomenal. She did what she had to do. She eliminated, I think, 3 former world champions in one sitting. So I don't know what bigger debut she could have had but Royal Rumble, which I already kind of knew she was going to make her Royal Rumble debut there. And it was sensational.
Sensational.
And I loved it. And also, Jade and Bianca had teamed with each other for all of 2024 up until Jade's real life injury. So they made it an angle where, okay, who done it to send Jade down to the windshield? It turned out to be Naomi, and it was a hot angle, actually. It kind of lost a little bit of steam, only because it's like they kind of moved away from it gradually, and I'm like, oh gosh, don't tell me they about to sit up there and up pop and drop this angle when this is basically one of the hottest things that's going on right now. And then turned out, like I said before, it was Naomi, which I predicted it was going to be. And they had a pretty decent storyline going on and whatever. And I love the fact that they didn't drive it through the ground like they did with Liv and Rhea Ripley. It just, I'm just glad they didn't run them into the ground, because it really did get redundant with Rhea and Liv, and I think they feuded almost the whole freaking year. And then they still went and ran it back again. I think this year, what was it, the first Raw of 2025, and I was like, oh gosh, can you please get over it, please? Y'all, it's no more stories to tell. This is it, okay? So glad that they moved away from that and they learned their lesson with that feud and didn't do it with this one. I think they only had 2 matches, if I'm not mistaken. 1-on-1, should I say. Only 2 1-on-1 matches. And after that, Naomi went off on the Raw. She stayed on SmackDown. She did her thing, Queen of the Ring. And now she is a Women's World Champion. Or should I say the WWE Women's Champion. The main belt. Yes, the main title. But I'm happy for her. But I do feel like it's going to be Charlotte versus Jade Cargill, being as though that Bianca Belair is out on injury. I don't know when she's going to be back, like I said earlier. And again, I'm okay with it. I'm okay if this is the direction, the angle they're going to go. And also, I feel like it's not going to be Charlotte Flair that's going to be her ender, though. I remember, in the chat on Instagram, they were saying that, oh, I think it's going to be Charlotte. Charlotte's going to... I think her ender is going to be Chelsea Green. Mark my words. I feel like what's gonna happen, and they're putting her in position right now. She is a double champion right now. She's having a phenomenal year. She's going on a phenomenal run. Low key, I feel like it's gonna be Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is gonna be the 2026 Money in the Bank winner. Mark my words. I know this sounds crazy. I feel like she's gonna be the Money in the Bank winner. I don't know exactly when she's gonna cash in, but hopefully, if she is her ender, please let her have a year reign with the women's championship, okay? Let her have a long, hard-fought match with somebody that's like, I don't know, Charlotte Flair or something, or maybe another her and Tiffany Stratton match or something like that, and they just, duking it out. I don't know, but Jade Cargill needs to have a long reign with their championship before the cash-in, because, with the women, for whatever reason, or at least beforehand, they just cash in that night or the next night, the next week. I need it now. Okay. They need it, and they need it now. They need that. They need it.
I really need that, like bad, like real bad, like bad.
And hopefully, from what I've seen now in recent time, the women's Money in the Bank briefcase holders, they are starting to have elongated time with the briefcase, which is cool with me. I'm loving that. Like, I feel like Chelsea Green is the perfect winner. I do feel like that will be a great way for her to finally be, step into the main event scene. She could just go ahead and cash in on a fallen Jade Cargill. Or, hey, she could cash on either champion. So maybe she can have, if they're going to have another Evolution pay-per-view event, which I seriously doubt, she could go ahead and make a big grand entrance into the women's world title picture. And she could bring her whole stable there. And then they could run amok over there as well. She already on NXT and stuff. And, on SmackDown, they're not going on Raw. Shoot, they don't really care about that whole, only brand-specific thing anyway. So, just cash in on the Women's World Champion, whoever that's going to be. But I do feel like Chelsea Green is going to be the dark horse heading into 2026 for the main event Women's Championship scene. She has been doing a phenomenal job with the Women's United States Championship. And I feel like if it goes over well and she, this time around, they actually give her better booking, unlike the last time. It started off like it was like, okay, cool, we're going to see what's going to happen with this. But for whatever reason, they just kind of dropped it and act like as if like they didn't know what to do anymore. So hopefully this time around, now that she's the Women's United States Champion, the only two-time winner of that belt, hopefully they do something with it, because I don't understand why did y'all give her the championship in the first place and then y'all just dropped the angle. It didn't make sense to me. I was flabbergasted because she did so well beforehand without the belt, and everybody was, even with her being healed, they still cheered her. They was rocking with her, so it didn't make any sense to not give her better booking. It's just like I said before, they kind of just dropped the ball, and I noticed the WWE has a bad habit of doing that, because even with the men's division, let's be honest, nothing interesting, okay? The women are carrying the WWE, okay? Has it been that way for quite some time, all right? Like, that's just how I see things, and there's nothing seriously, like, of interest to me for the men that I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to see what happens or whatever. It's, yeah, blah. But anyways, I do feel like Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill are going to feud heading into WrestleMania. But if they're smart, won't have Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble again next year. No. Let her do it the way that I really wanted her to do it anyway, and her win the Elimination Chamber. I feel like that's what's going to happen. She's going to win the Elimination Chamber. I don't know when exactly the implosion of Charlotte Flair and Alexa is going to happen, but I do feel like either they just going to amicably break up and be like, hey, we don't have to hate each other, or, hey, sister girl, I want you to win or whatever. You go out there and you do your thing. Or, maybe they can have a whole implosion angle. I don't know what WWE is going to do with that whole thing. And then also, too, before I end this video, with the recent pairing of Lash Legend and Nia Jax, if the end-game goal isn't for them to be women's tag team champions, I don't know what the hell we're doing, okay? It just doesn't make sense to pair them off and then give the tag team championships to the Kabuki Warriors. Don't get me wrong, love the Kabuki Warriors. I feel like, they're on a hell of a run right now. Hell, they're probably one of the most interesting things that's going on Raw. But do they need those tag team titles? No, they don't. So let's just go ahead and give it to them later on next year, okay? Like, we need to just go ahead and give those titles to Lash and Nia Jax, being as though that they did Lash dirty. And like, it is diabolical work how they did Lash Legend before she exited NXT. Honestly, she should have at least won the NXT North American Women's Championship at the very least. Bro, y'all didn't even give her the main title either. Y'all basically Bianca Belaired her. So if that's the case, give her the Bianca Belair push that she had, okay? Even if it's not going to be the main title, it's going to be the tag team, I'm okay with that. But baby, if y'all gonna have her on this main roster, y'all need to just go ahead and run with it and make her a dominant force. And if she's gonna be in the main event picture, hell, even if it's not even the main event picture and just quite yet, okay, give her the United States Women's Championship at least. I didn't even give her the secondary belt on NXT, and then y'all had her lose to an Evolve Women's Champion. Huh? She could afford anybody. I don't know what the hell they were doing there, but baby, WWE, y'all ain't never beaten them allegations, so y'all might as well put the rocket to Lash Legend like how y'all did with Bianca. Give her the Bianca Belair push, okay? If you're not going to give her the main title, which is cool, give her the Women's United States Championship. Maybe that's going to be Chelsea Green's ender, okay? But I do feel like ultimately it's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. And then I feel like Chelsea Green is going to win the Women's Money in the Bank match. And she's going to cash it in hopefully later on that year, okay? Maybe at Saturday Night's Main Event, being as though that she won her first, singles gold there. I feel like that would be poetic for her to do it again there. Maybe, like I said before, again, with the fallen Jade Cargill, after her defense, I'll say probably like Charlotte Flair, a WrestleMania rematch of sorts, and then she could cash in right there, and then she could win another title, but this time the world title. I'm okay with Chelsea Green winning the world title. Like, honestly, she deserves it. I'm gonna be real with you. She has been doing phenomenal work. She's been getting her character over. She's been helping Ethan Page get over even more with the whole Canadian, link up thing that they got going on. They are the current mixed tag champions right now from AAA. So, hey, give it to her. Why not? And then have her she don't even have a long run. She could, be the world champion for like 3 months. 3-4 months. And then give it back to Jade. Be 2-time women's champion. I'm okay with that. Again, I feel like that's how it's going to go. But comment down below. How do you feel about Chelsea Green being Jade Cargill's ender? And honestly, I don't feel like that whole interaction that they had on SmackDown was by happenstance. I do feel like they were setting it up to let it be known that, hey, if everything goes right, Chelsea Green is going to be Jade Cargill's ender. And let me know, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania 42? Do you feel like that's a suitable main event for the women's division? Or do you feel like it should be Bianca Belair? Or you just don't care? Comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Help me grow this channel. Your love and support is definitely greatly appreciated. Peace. TJ, I'm out.
You